Help me ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. Hope everybody is doing well. It's been a while. I think this is my first video of the new year, I believe. So happy new year, everyone. Yes, because my last video was about planning, and I think that might have been New Year's Eve or one of the days, one of those weird days in between Christmas and New Year where we just don't know where we are. But I've come on today because I ordered a deck from Amazon France after seeing this on the lovely Giselle, my big sis, over at Madwich showed this deck, and it's being compared a lot to Tarot Noir. Now, Tarot Noir is beloved within the tarot community. I've been on a bit of a journey with Tarot Noir. I do have a video up called Tarot Noir Fail or Epic Fail, something like that, because the first time I got this deck, it was the last one in stock. I waited for it to come from France, and I'd got, because they split them into two halves, I'd got the same two halves. So they just refunded me the money, and that was that. But Tarot Noir is a gorgeous deck. It's in French. The artwork is really unique. This is the, I do have another version as well that I've got black edge. This is the gold edged version. And its art style is very distinctive. It is a pip deck, as you can see here. It's a Marseille deck. The cards are a little bit large. The other version I've got is the cards a little bit smaller. But it's a beautiful and beloved deck within the tarot community. And I'm always a little bit loath to order from Amazon France because, you know, trying to work out, I don't speak French, but trying to work out everything in French and when it's coming, but it's always worked out. The first deck I ever ordered is the Le Tarot de Marseille, and this is by Polka. And I've had this deck, oh gosh, about 6 years. And again, the artwork is, it's gorgeous. This is such a beautiful deck. It's a little bit creepy, a little bit disturbing, but particularly on the minors, it's gorgeous. They've all got this pained expression on the face, especially if they've been beheaded. But yeah, I love this deck. I really, really love it. So that's Le Tarot de Marseille, and it's by Polka. And then I also bought a couple of copies of Le Tarot de Marseille Wait, which is a hybrid deck, a bit like the one I'm using at the moment, which is the Old Fellow Revived, which is inspired by the Cachabot Tarot. But again, you know, particularly with the artwork, it's very similar in style to Le Tarot de Marseille by Polka. And this one is following the Marseille style for the majors, and then the Rider-Waite Smith pip cards, the ace through to 10. Again, gorgeous deck, and lots of people really enjoyed this when it came out at the time. So the new deck is Le Tarot de Gulliver. And the artwork in this deck, from what I've seen, is kind of reminiscent of Tarot Noir, and I do think people are going to make comparisons between Tarot Noir and this deck. But looking at the images, I would have been convinced it was the same artist who's done Le Tarot de Marseille Wait. But it isn't. This deck, and I believe, you know, they could have used other artists. It's really hard to know, isn't it, when everything's in French. But this is by Gulliver Aventurier. I'm hoping I'm saying that right anyway. Aventurier. and I was just really excited. It's 32 euros. I think I got it for about 23, 24 pound. And then because it's come from Amazon France, I paid about £3 something for shipping, which is nothing. You know, that's what you'd pay internally in terms of buying within the UK if I wasn't on Prime. This is a Christmas gift because I did get some Amazon vouchers and I bought a couple of vinyls, and then I still got a little bit left over because I got 3 lots of Amazon vouchers, which was lovely. And there was enough to cover this. And so as soon as I saw Giselle do a walkthrough of this deck, I just hit the buy button. Now I have had to use our friend Google to do a translation, just so I can tell you what's written on the back. So it says, prepare your backpack and enter the world of Gulliver Aventurier. This famous artist takes you into her romantic vision and revisits the 78 blades of the Tarot Marseille. Passionate about medieval illustrations and other chivalric epics, find here an intuitive game that conceals many hidden symbols, mixing ancestral knowledge and touches of modernity. Intimate and poetic, Le Tarot de Gulliver is an invitation to explore what resonates within you. Immerse yourself in this new adventure and make it yours. So that's really cool. That's on Google Translate. So it has this nice metallic opening here. Oh, look at this. And we have a book now, just like the beautiful book, and it is very reminiscent of the Le Tarot Noir book, in as much as, you know, you have these glossy pages, but they're all in French, which I understand. I've bought it from France, I can't expect anything else. But in Le Tarot de Marseille by Polka, there is a little white book, and if you flip it, you also get English translations. So as you can see here, we've got beautiful full page. And that's the problem as well. I noticed that with Tarot Noir, these kind of glossy books do all fall apart. It's just part of the design of them, really, unfortunately. But you can see the beautiful illustrations, and then we've got our cavaliers here, so you get a section for each of the courts. Yeah, and then your batons. So you've got a nice book. There's even some note places for note pages. Oh, look at that for the death card, La Morte. Anyway, so nice little box, and then book, I should say. Within the box, you've got another little box for your cards, and that's ideal for me because I'm not going to be using this book. So that will go away, probably put in storage somewhere, and this can stay on the shelf. And it's a bit like what they did with Wild Unknown, you know, where you get like a nice box within a box, and that's perfect. Now the card size, they are wider and taller than a traditional tarot, and this is the one that's also from France, but they're not as big as Le Tarot Noir. Let me compare against in fact, it would be easier, wouldn't it, if I open these up and just kind of, yes, I've used my teeth, people. Okay, so I love the backs. The backs are gorgeous. Against Le Tarot Noir, wow. And then comparing that with other card. So it is bigger and wider, but nowhere near as big as Le Tarot Noir, like I say. So let's put everything back in the right place so we're not getting things mixed up. I'm probably going to edge this. I noticed Giselle had edged hers in black, and I think it's really crying out. Oh, mind you, look at that kind of orange burnt sienna colour as well. What I like about this is they do have this kind of black smudgy edges. So even if, yeah, I think I will, because I could edge it in orange and that would look pretty cool. But actually, with the backs being in black and then having this kind of edging effect of black smudges, I think it would look quite cool. The kind of, a part of me is thinking that if anybody ever looked at it, they'll think I was really bad at edging a deck. I love the box. The box is gorgeous. I love this orange ribbon, the beautiful, it looks like a thistle type flower. Really nice and compact, nice and sturdy. We've got the Ace of Coins on the back there. Cardstock is fantastic, actually. It's a really nice, thick cardstock. It is silky smooth. It is a matte. It's not gloss. It's a matte finish, but it has that nice silky, smooth finish to it. Oh, look. Sometimes the image comes out of the frame as well, right to the edge of the cards. Don't know if that might be the only time that happens. I can't. A little bit here for Temperance. But anyway, let's bring the camera down. Let's have a look. We'll do a flip through, and then as always, I'll come back at the end and share my thoughts. Okay, so there we have it. Can't wait to edge this actually in black. I think it will really finish it off nicely. Okay, so first impressions is I like it. Do I think it will be the next Tarot Noir? Probably not. Tarot Noir just has its own unique, and this is unique in its own way as well. The only reason why I suppose I'm comparing it is because you have to buy from France. One of the things that I don't like is the full card is numbered 22. I would prefer that to be 0, just because I don't see the Fool as the Fool is without number. You know, he goes anywhere within the tarot. So to position him as 22, and it's not the first time it's been done, but it's a little bit of a bugbear of mine. I can live with it, you know, whenever I see the Fool, you know, just because it's got a, you know, Roman numeral for 22, it's not going to make me think any different. And the other thing is this, and it works, it seems to work a little bit better with the minors, because the position of like the swords here sit really nicely, it's framed really nicely. Same with the clubs, and when we get to batons, within this kind of egg shape that we get. And at first I was like, wouldn't it be nice really to fill this in a frame with the whole image? But do you know what? It's part of the design. I love the colour combinations of this deck. I really like the orange and black together. It's really quite striking. I like the fact as well that the colours within the cards are very sort of pastel, almost like a chalky, it's just, yeah, it's really, really nice. I think the artwork is beautiful. I love this card here. I really like the strength card as well, because it's following Marseille. We've got Justice at 8. Look at the Hermit. Hermit is a great card. I love the facial expression. Yeah, La Force, which is the strength card, is, look how she's got her eyes closed. And even though it's that sort of forcefulness of prizing open the jaw, it doesn't seem distressed. It's just it's got like a gentle energy to it as well. Interestingly, look, with the Le Pendu, the Hangman, we've got one eye closed and one opened. Again, it's about looking at things differently, different perspective. Love this death card. What a character. And it looks like he's wearing little briefs. But yeah, love it. The devil is quite humorous as well. Very traditional, but quite humorous. It's not a scary devil as such. I think it's illustrated really nicely. La Maison Dieu, very typical to Marseille. This, now kind of, I got the sense of like looking through an old camera lens. And again, I think it's because of the shading, but it just made me feel like I was looking through a telescope or through an old camera lens into this scene. But it's beautiful, really beautiful. Star card, very traditional Marseille. Sun, it's our judgment card. Now look at this, I love this. I mean, this is the world, Le Monde, how it just explodes. It's not confined to that inner egg shape, or, you know, the confines of the border, and it's a beautiful, beautiful card. So that's the majors. The pips are stunning, really nice, traditional kind of Marseille style in terms of the arrangement, not necessarily the colours, of course, but in terms of the arrangement. Now the courts are uniformed quite nicely. We tend to get the blue, green, yellow and red in the main as the 4 kind of primary colours. But then there are splashes of purples as well, which, you know, I'm a purple fan, so I really appreciate that. But yeah, really, really nice. If you're into Marseille, you want something a little bit different, then the decks that are coming out in France that you have to go to France to buy, or, you know, go to France, but like a French website like Amazon France or whatever, they're really unique and they're full of quirkiness. There is this kind of, whilst traditional in terms of, you know, respecting the tradition of Marseille, they've got this cheeky quirkiness to them, of all of them, you know, whether we're talking of Tarot de Marseille by Polka, or excuse me, or Tarot Noir, or even the Marseille Weight. There's just something, yeah, a little bit quirky, a little bit cheeky, risky, and I just love it. Noticed as well there is some diversity in the deck, so even though it's a traditional deck, I think they're trying to show a little bit of you know, diversity there. Look at this as well, 2020, 2013 to 2020, so that must have been how long it took for this to for Gulliver to create this, because it says Le Tarot de Gulliver 2013 to 2020, so 7 years to create. And again, look at the colours. It's really nice. The oranges and the blacks together are really quite striking. And then we get these primary, as I said, green and blue, yellow and red colours. So really, really nice. I think I showed you the backs, but if I didn't, we've got this kind of, these concentric circles. It almost reminds me of moon phases as well, like a full moon here that's eclipsing the sun. And then we get these kind of crescent moons here. And again, it's in the orange and black. So, gorgeous deck. Thank you for showing it, Giselle, and popping it on my radar. Yeah, Le Tarot de Gulliver, and it's by Gulliver Adventurier. I probably said that totally wrong. Thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know your thoughts. It's a fairly new deck, even though, you know, 2020, but fairly new to our community. Let me know your thoughts on it. Thanks for watching, everyone, and until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.